Hello and welcome to the program from the State Assemblies. It is a program which shall be bringing to you activities of the state legislature. Today, we are in one of the oldest state assemblies, that is the Adamawa State House of Assembly. This assembly was created in 1979 under the defunct Gongola state, comprising the present Adamawa and the present Taraba states. Presently, there are 25 members in the state assembly, which represent the 21 local government areas in the state. Welcome to the Adamawa State House of Assembly in Yola, the state capital.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I move that our rules to include ranking and seniority in day-to-day activities of this I now put the question, those in favor say aye. Those against say the ayes have it. The standing rule, the amendment, the assemblies, and it shall be voted on this floor for adoption to be part of the standing rules of this house. Thank you. Yes, Lord, please I
All speakers are members. Last item on the agenda is adjourned.
Yes, majority leader, a member of the honorable colleagues, the motion to move as a mandate for this house to adjourn until Tuesday, the second day of May 2023 at 10 a.m. I now put the motion. Those in favor say aye. Those against say the ayes have it. This house adjourned until Tuesday, the second day of May 2023.
With me is the Speaker of the 7th Assembly of Adamawa State House of Assembly, who is also a senator-elect. Welcome to the State Assembly of the NTA Parliament.
Thank you very much. To Adamawa State.
Taking you back, having presided over this assembly for the past 4 years.
Yeah, almost 4 years.
Like, in terms of achieving a lot as far as lawmaking is concerned.
Well, thank you very much for your visit to the Adamawa State Assembly and the 7th Assembly. Well, it wasn't easy, but we give thanks to Almighty Allah for whatever we have achieved. Moderately, we have achieved very well for the state, and people have seen what we have done for the state in terms of lawmaking, which includes passing of annual bills, annual budget, and other laws that were assented to. We have done very well. We've touched every aspect or every sector of the society. We've touched education, health, the environment. We've touched virtually everywhere. We have bills and laws that are very useful, very important to the community and to the society of Adamawa State. Well, you see, this bill has brought a lot of, will I say, agitations by people, NGOs, international community, and it's one of the bills that we promised the people of Adamawa State that we'll pass it, and we'll lobby for the assent to the bill. And God Almighty, we were able to pass the bill. But without, it's not a free, without rancor in passing the bill. So many things come into play. We had to bring the religious leaders, both Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, and the Muslim Association, and all other aspects of the humanity we call it in the state to come and discuss this bad bill and see that what we are passing or what we are putting inside is what can work for the state. And with that, we were able to get through it and achieve the passage of the VAP law. It is now a law in the state. Well, we are very independent in Adamawa State, and we are partners in progress. We are all voted to serve the people of Adamawa State. That's the first thing that people should know. We are not voted to come and fight each other. We are voted to come and partner each other and to move Adamawa forward. And that's what we have been doing. So the question of whether we are appendage of executive or not, I don't think it's true. People always want to hear rancor fight between the executive arm and legislative arm. But being from same party with the executive governor, being someone that was also a speaker before, someone that we worked together, he was my speaker during the 5th Assembly, and I became the speaker, I became the governor during the 7th Assembly. This gives us a level playground that we trust each other, we know each other's capability, and we assure him that every day he brought that can move Adamawa forward in the past by the 2nd Assembly. And to God be the glory, every bill, every aspect of policies that he brought to Adamawa State, we pass it. To the extent that we took some policies and make them law, like free education, which is today, we have passed it some weeks ago. It's waiting assent by the governor that no government that will come to Adamawa State again and deny Adamawa citizens from writing WAEC or NECO. Because if it becomes a law, once you assent to it, they must, any government that will come must pay for WAEC and NECO for our purpose. So we can't achieve that without having good relationship and without putting Adamawa State first. We have done very well, and Adamawa State, to tell you, Adamawa State is State Assembly, is autonomous assembly, and I think it's the first in the Northeast, and maybe second or third in Nigeria after the amendment. Some other assemblies were autonomous, semi-autonomous, say, before the passing of the, but with the assent of the bill by the president and the issuance of the executive order in 2020, I think 2020, Adamawa State has moved ahead. If you have passed all the laws that we need to be autonomous, the governor has entered to the laws for both legislative and the judicial. And today, we sit together in a committee called SAC, State Allocation Committee. And whatever comes to the state will be there when it is going to be distributed, just like the way they do in FAC and JAC. So we do SAC in Adamawa State, and for the month took place yesterday. And we promise ourselves that, look, for you to make the legislative autonomous, you have to make some sacrifice. Some people say, yes, you are implementing it, but you are implementing haphazardly. He said, yes. We agreed by the members that, look, let's sacrifice this assembly. Let's ensure that the state legislature, for now, is autonomous, so that whatever lapses in the implementation is, the successful assemblies will now come and correct it. But let's start from somewhere, and we have started it, and we started it very well. Very well. We have a very strong oversight. And as I told you, the governor is also a legislator. He knows what it means. The only thing is that we won't do what people think we'll do. We'll come and fight. Something will resolve before people know about it. Some things will be resolved even without even going to the field. If you see something happening maybe on a project, when I call the governor, say, look at what is happening here. He will call them and correct it. It's not necessarily until we go out with cameramen and everybody to see that we are going around to see whether this project is going on well. And I tell you, there is no project in Adamawa State They're not implemented 100%. And before now, all projects that are given in Adamawa State are given when the funding is 100% on ground. And that's the policy we decide. And we back the government. And nobody gave us or gave the government of Adamawa State now a chance to perform or do the magic they did because people thought there's no money in the state. But with the relationship between us, we agree and structure the finance of Adamawa State and give the state government some free opportunity to get some money and then implement what they're implementing for the state. Well, as I always tell people, I'm not the first to move from the State National Assembly, but I'm the first here to move to the Senate. We had previous speakers that moved to the House of Rep. The first one was Right Honorable Gibson Nathaniel. He moved to the House of Rep in 2015. No, 2011, I think. In 2011, he moved to the House of Rep. The second one is Honorable Sadiq Ibrahim Dasin. I don't know whether you know him. He moved also. He was a speaker also, and he moved to the House of Rep. Yes, and our governor now moved from speaker to governor. So I am now moving from speaker to Senate. So it's not new, but to the Senate is new, yes. And what worked for us, or what makes us even think of even contesting to go to Senate, is what we have seen happen in the state, and what we have seen the lawmakers are doing in the National Assembly. Most of the National Assembly members think the National Assembly is for national. They tend to forget that they are coming from local. They tend to forget that the constituencies are local. They bring policies that affect the local, thinking that they are for national, for the federal. What I'm taking there is that I'm taking to the National Assembly that I come from the local. Whatever policy I'm bringing up the policy from my own constituent, that is from my central district, from the local government that make up my central district. There's no policy that will be done with my hand that will affect these my constituencies. That's the duty I'm bringing. And I'm a legislator, a grassroots politician. The new thing I may bring to my constituent, that's the Adamawa Central, is my relationship with them from time to time. I'm not going back to Abuja and staying in Abuja. I'm going back to Abuja and work. I'm still staying in Adamawa. I'm staying with my constituent. So for every government program, if I'm not present, maybe something happened. I have to be present. Once I affect my constituent, I have to be there. Whether the program is from the state government or from the federal government, because I serve the 7 local government of. The state legislature, in terms of the funding, we are autonomous. Financially, we are autonomous. That's what I'm saying. But as I told you, implementing autonomy for the first time comes with some lapses. Well, and as I told you again, that we agreed as members of the Civil Assembly that we will take all the lapses and implement however it comes. So the successful House of Assembly will now ask the people, will now strengthen some of the lapses in the come. For instance, if the State Assembly is entitled to get 100 million, for instance, at the end of the month, if now we are getting 70 million, 60 million, we agree. It is the House of Assembly that will say, okay, if funding that will come to the State Assembly is 60 million, for instance, take the 60 million. Even if you're entitled to get 100 million and you're not getting 100 million, but take the 60 million, make sure that the autonomy stays first. And that's the part of sacrifice of Civil Assembly. We sacrifice that. So what we are expecting the next assemblies to do is to look at all those areas and block the loopholes when it comes to funding of the state. For the first time, we have not asked the state government to finance our trips. We have not asked the state government to finance anything for the past almost 1 year now. The state government has not financed anything at the assembly. If you see them financing things, maybe it is their own willing. It won't like before you carry file to the state governor to plead with him, to beg him to sign for you. No. We have our funds coming. And with the new amendment and the new amendment to the Constitution that the President just signed, it's going to be an open, all those lapses, I think by the next legislation, all those lapses will go because the Accountant General of the state must open up. Everybody that has funding of the state must open up, and every funding must come to one pot before it's been distributed. So I think it's a good thing we sacrifice, and the sacrifice we did is not me alone, but the members of Secretary Assembly have sacrificed a lot for the legislature, and we believe from going forward, people will see what the Secretary Assembly have put in place because you need to put foundation before people now see the structure coming up. So we have done the foundation for people to go. We've done the sacrifice. We deny ourselves all the trip. You see members traveling abroad now and then. If you look at the only time we traveled with the state government financials was in 2019 when we came in. We made to implement the autonomy in 2020 or 21. We were never financed. The only time we went for a trip is, I think last year, it was end of last year. And that is financed by the House of Assembly itself, not by the state government.
We have achieved a lot. You can see it yourself, the rate of development in Adamawa State. All this manifested as a result of the good legislation and the cordial relationship that exists between the legislature and the executive. And this is the product, is development now. You can see flyover there. You can see a lot of cottage hospitals, a lot of big projects, and all this is as a result of good relationship between the legislature and the executive. So we have achieved a lot, and we work tirelessly to ensure that Adamawa said progress, and it has progressed. Presently, I don't have the list because the bills are so many. There are some of them are executive bills, some of them are private member bills. There are a lot of them, and we are still rounding up the the, the session. So I cannot give you tentatively because we are trying to prepare the reports so that we can hand over the validatory session. Adamawa is one of the peaceful states. You can witness it yourself. Even in the last election, had it been Adamawa State is a volatile state, you would have seen a rapid reaction. But because of the intervention of the INEC by giving statement immediately and the press briefing by His Excellency, everybody believing on His Excellency, and everywhere is calm. So it has shown that Adamawa are peaceful people. We love development rather than bringing chaos all over the places.
So how independent is Adamawa Assembly?
We are independent. We are independent. Presently, we have autonomy. Previously we are under the executive directly, but presently judiciary are independent, legislative are independent. So we are independent of each other, but there is cordial relationship. For Adamawa State to progress, you have to join judiciary, legislation, and the executive. When there is cordiality, progress and development will manifest.
So some people are saying state assembly are like an appendage. How is the situation here?
Everybody has his own interpretation, how he sees things. When some of the people, when they say everything is moving on smoothly, they assume as if somebody is using some people. But I'm telling you that nobody is using us. We are autonomous. Some of the bills we rejected them. Some of them we amended them. If there is no autonomy, we cannot pass budget. We cannot pass budget. But there is a good relationship. We pass budget. We pass variation. We pass some of these bills to ensure that Adamawa State grow. And we are seeing development, we are seeing growth in Adamawa State. My advice is let them come so that we cooperate together. We do as we did in the 7th Assembly. You know, in the history of Adamawa State, 7th Assembly is the assembly that from the beginning to the end, there is no impeachment, no any fatal rancor. Everything is going on smoothly. And you have seen development. When you can refer it to the previous assembly where there are rancor and there is no development. By that time, you cannot see flyover. You cannot see all this development that you are seeing now. So it's better you unite, you join hands to move the state forward. That's the best for you.
Glory be to God. We started from 2019 when we came on board as members of Adamawa State House of Assembly, and we came along with the yearnings and aspiration of our electorates. And we promise that we are going to sponsor bill that will be the test of the time. So we have sponsored many bills and we have received many executive bills. Part of them is we were made to understand one, that the pressmen, media house, they have been suffering. Sometimes they lose their life at the cost of their duties. So we decided to increase their years of service to 35 years to 40 years. And at the same time, when you are 60 years until when you reach 65 years before you get retired. That bill has been passed, is with the executive ready for their assentment. And at the same time, we came during Sheila and kidnappers period. We have to sponsor a bill that will have a stiffer punishment to those that they are doing that act. We passed the bill because Sheila has not been captured in the constitution because it's a new name entirely. So we passed the bill that anybody found wanting should have a stiffer punishment for that. We passed a bill of child protection. We passed a bill of free education for all, both male and female. We passed a bill, I can say many bills, because I cannot count them. There are more than 30 to 50 bills that has been passed. But it's only half of it that they get assentment from the executive. But before the expiration of our tenure, it's all about lobbying. Those bills, we want it to be a law so that even if we are not around, due process must be followed, and those who violated the rules should be punished. Actually, we have a synergy between the legislators and the judiciary. Though the constitution spell out that each arm of government must act separately, we only go and meet at where if an arm has exceeded his powers, as it has been strange in the constitution that each arm of government must act separately, but you should go and meet somewhere so that you curtail the excesses of each executive that supersedes his powers. So we have a synergy, we have a good relationship, we have a mutual understanding between us. So because of that mutual understanding, we used to meet sometime, somewhere, so that it cannot be a tyranny to the community. So we have a good relationship with the executive arm, more especially. The autonomy of the State House of Assembly is timely, and we welcome the idea, though other states within the 36 states have not been implementing it. But because of the mutual understanding and the good relationship between the executive arm and the legislature, we are enjoying the autonomy, and we have not been questioning what is happening, and we are enjoying it. You know, you are here to shoulder the responsibility of your electorates. You put your interests aside because the interest of the community, the interest of this state electorates supersedes your interests. So immediately we are on board for the second time. We must go around again, at least to go and hear the outcry of our masses. What do they want? What is available? And what is supposed to be done?
With me is the only female member in the Adamawa State House of Assembly, who is also part of the Service Assembly in Adamawa State. Yes. How has the experience been like having served under the dispensation, which is round off in June? Well, so far so good. You're welcome. The Servant Assembly has been wonderful, and we've experienced, that's my first coming on board as a legislator in the State Assembly. But it has been a wonderful experience, coming from the mainstream of the civil service to politics. You experience a lot of changes, but I really blended the experiences from civil service and now a politician, so to say, in courts. Yeah, so it has been wonderful, generally. So, but I must confess that it is not easy. Yes, it is not easy. Being the only female legislator, like you rightly said, amongst 24 gentlemen in the House of Assembly. It has not been easy. But we've interfaced, we've interacted, and by and large, like you said, is coming to an end to the glory of God. So, what kind of encouragement do you receive from the men counterpart when it comes to pushing some views, some motions? Honestly, they've been supportive. That one, I can vouch for them at any time, anywhere. The men have been very, very supportive. At a point, they see me as their mother. Yes, most of them. Even the ones I senior, the ones that senior me, they call me the mother of the house. So I really enjoy my stay or my interaction with them. Uh, Although with some hitches here and there, but then the advantages are far or outweighs the disadvantages. So I would say it's a good one, a very cordial one. I'm sure you must be a woman activist before you were able to scale through and be elected as a member of the State Assembly. How has the opportunity given you the chance to push for women participation in governance and politics? Yeah, being a member? Really, honestly, you've really gotten me very well. I'm a woman activist and an advocate for the girl child. Yes, you can see it all over my office. You see the child, whatever. And the issue of women in politics has been a very interesting one. We've been encouraging the younger ones
to come on board, to join politics at the early stage, not necessarily contesting, but they can join the politics and join any party of their choice. We don't have any particular party at heart, but you can join any party of your choice. Make sure that you are participating or you are contributing your quota as a woman or as a lady to the state, to your locality, and even within your environment. Yes, we do encourage that one. And this has given me a leverage. It has given me a edge, you know, to have their support in my constituency in particular, and the larger part in the state.
We have an idea of some of the bills or motions.
Yeah, actually, the bills I sponsored was the first one. The first one is the VAP Act, which I got the support of the men, like I told you. We passed it into law, and the governor assented it. And in fact, he even not only assenting the bill, he appointed a judge to that effect of that bill. So you can imagine, you can just see how the governor is even happy and and gender friendly when it comes to gender matters or gender issues. So we have this bill that is very important in the state. That is the VAP law, and the other one is the the Child's Protection Act, which Child's Right Act, which has undergo. We are now on the third reading of the bill. Another one is that of the health insurance, where you have free health access to our elders, the elderly and the younger ones, that is from 0 age to 5 years old. They can access health facilities free of charge. And even the elderly ones, most especially the expected mothers. So there are a lot of bills that the governor also supported me and the members supported us. So I can tell you that it has been a wonderful experience. More women coming to the State Assembly. Hopefully in 2027, we want to see more women on board, and that will make us to be more viable, to be heard and be seen, and work hard for the betterment of our women in the state.
How will you assess the performance of the Adamawa State Assembly?
So, Alhamdulillah, they have tried so much in the past 4 years under the leadership of Speaker Aminu Abbas. They have tried so much because the peaceful coexistence between the State Assembly and the executive is also commendable in the past 4 years. Also, they have do what they need to do as a State Assembly.
So what are your expectations of the new house?
Yet we are expecting more from them because there is a lot of issue that we are facing now, ranging from this election that election that has occurred in the Adamawa state. The issue of there is a lot of issue that we are expecting from
Are you
the.
employed?
I'm not employed, sir.
Don't you have anything to ask about generating employment for women?
Okay, I would like to ask the new assembly and our governor to employ more teachers and more youths into the government system so that to fast track the development in Adamawa State.
Precisely, let me say I will give them uh, credit. Yes,
Can you recall some of the bills they passed?
I can't exactly. I can't recall some of them.
But you are comfortable with the way
Yes,
they.
I'm comfortable. I'm very comfortable. Yes.
So what were your expectations of the new members?
We are expectation very high in fact because of we need to see more dividend of democracy on ground.
I can say the performance of Adamawa House of Assembly is really fair and good. And because if you can go around and see how Adamawa look like and how development we have entirely, actually is one of the best effort of our House of Assembly. So if you can see even the flyovers, and there are a lot of different hospital and built by our governor, Amadou Umaru Fintiri, You know, without the House of Assembly, I don't think those things that we are seeing and we are even happy about them, we will not see them. And what I want to call on them, let them double their effort in order to ensure that the performance they were doing, let them put more effort and make the governor to work for us, for the entire people of Adamawa State. And and he has now re-elected to be the second governor of Adamawa State, and let them try and make him to work for us better than the one he have done for us before. And we are thanking them with their effort, and we are even asking our Almighty Allah to give them power to assist them so that they will put Adamawa State under a progressive way.
Well, this is where we draw the curtains of today's edition of the program from the States Assemblies. In today's edition, the takeaway as we leave Adamawa State House of Assembly is that the seventh assembly in the state has impacted positively in terms of lawmaking and adding value to activities of the state legislature as far as development of Adamawa State is concerned. On behalf of my crew, I am Abdullahi Garba Bruno Kudu, saying bye for now.